Okay, we back again.
Tell them we're gonna try it
Okay.
again.
Alrighty.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We're on again. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. Okay, so I'm making some space, and I'm going to actually make some earrings. Okay, here we go. So, first, I'm going to take some cardboard, okay, that I've cut into shape, and this was kind of a thin cardboard, so I glued, two together. So this is two glued together, pretty good shape. Okay, now what I'm going to do is show you if I'm going to make, it doesn't matter what size the shape is. You can see these are different shapes. Doesn't matter what size it is. What the first choice you have to make is your color scheme. So I am going to, let's see, look at some paper. Look at some papers. And look at some papers. Oh, you know what? Look at that blue. Anytime I see blue, I go, ooh. But I make a lot of earrings with blue in them, so sometimes I have to restrain myself, but that's why this is probably separate, because it has a lot of blue. Okay, let me think. Let me look at something. I'm trying to see something that is going to excite me to make a pair of earrings with that color scheme. Okay, here's some more papers I had cut out. Okay. Here's some more blue. Okay. I don't know. And this is very interesting because this is a picture of some hammocks, that you lay in. And actually, what I see is these shapes and the colors. You see how there's this color here? This is like on a beach. So this is like sand with a little shadow in it. This is actually water here. This is sky. And these are the hammocks. And they look like they're made out of, I don't know, some kind of straw or something. And this is a tree. But when you cut up something like this, then you can use those shapes and colors. And what would come out of it would be probably a lot of the lighter, and just use pieces of this design to give the dimension to the piece. So this might be a good demonstration of how to take a piece of paper like that, just based on the colors and the color scheme. Now, which is here a lot of is the white. What looks like white, but it actually is very light, like grayish, light blue, light gray. And then we have the sand. But this color, which is really the sand, and the color from the hammock is very similar. So I think I'm going to use that and make a pair of earrings. They'll be a little different. They won't have a bright color, and I love to use a lot of bright colors. But it'll also give you an idea of design. So what I'm going to do is cut out that picture. Okay, if I can find a pair of scissors. Okay, that's what I'm going to do first off. Is I'm going to cut out that picture. Now, since I'm just doing a pair of earrings, it doesn't have to have a lot. I don't need a lot of paper. Now, what is also very interesting is there's a little piece of white border on here that I don't want in my design pieces. Each one of, once I cut these out, I'm gonna cut it up. And once I cut it up, I don't want any of these little solid pieces of white showing in the part of, each one of these will be a piece of the design, okay? Now this is opposed to this. I know this is my pieces that go to my design, okay? So I'm going to that. Now, what is very interesting is that on the other side, there's also this, which has a lot of, but it has like a congestion of colors and something similar that would go with this. But this is like more congested, and this is like sparse looking. Okay, so this would do well with this, but you use a small amount of it. Okay, so you'll see what I mean. I'm going to use this. Now, actually, this was on the opposite side, but you got to, pay attention to all kinds of little things. And this, I'm showing you the process that I use to make my arch. Okay? Here again, I don't want this, you see? Now even from this distance, you can see the similarities in colors that's in here and here, but this is like a congested thing. But when you put these two together, a little bit of this, a bigger piece of that, you create a color scheme and a design. You watch and see. It's gonna be beautiful. Okay, these are just, and there's also this. So right now, since I don't know all that I might need, because I have to color, I have to use I have to cover the back as well as the front. So when I'm making the earrings, I'm thinking of the back and the front. So this is something I could use. Sometimes you need a little bit of something. So I won't get rid of that yet. Okay. Another hint of, I use a lot of triangles, okay? Why I do it, I'm not quite sure. It always seems to work out. But if I see like a curve that I want to use, or if I have a place where I want to put a little, I can always cut it in the piece. You know what I'm saying? I can always cut it. So I don't like, normally, to look at, like this is what I'm going to use, unless it's a particular element that I absolutely want to be a part of the piece, I don't really look at that. I turn it over and I cut it from this side because I don't want to see, I want to use the pieces and I don't cut it evenly. I just sort of hack it. So they're not all actual triangles, but that just sort of slices here, and see that's the piece, I cut that off, and that's the piece, cut that, and cut that in half. Okay, so these are the pieces. So I'll turn them over now, and I'll see what I have, what I'll be working with. See? So some of it I might actually discard. It depends. Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. I'm turning it over so I can see what I have, what I'm working with. Okay. So once I finish turning it over, I'll let you see basically what I'm working with. So anything that has green on it, I know that's from the other side. Okay. So there you see the pieces. I don't know why we're getting that, like a double vision. Okay, that's how the pieces look. Okay, now, this is a similar thing. So I'm going to cut it. Okay. So I'll leave that separate because these little pieces, I really like to keep those separate from the other pieces because the other pieces are going to be the base, and these are going to be the little accent pieces that I'll cut a little this and a little that. Okay, so I'm going to start with a nice, let's see, I don't know. Okay, now what I'm thinking, I'm just going to glue this on. Now this is another aspect of the design process. Okay, I use school glue. Now, doesn't have to be in any particular brand. Just school glue. Okay. So I'm going to take a piece. It's a pretty good sized piece because when you're making a design on your earrings, you can overlap. Another part, you always make it, you can make it so that, see, little parts sticks out. So you can glue it on, sort of smooth it down. Since you're making a circle, you want to make sure there's no point sticking up. You want it to be smooth. You just smooth it down. Now on this side it'll make little pleats, but that's okay because you're going to cover it up. And you'll see. Okay, so that's the first little piece of paper. So now because I'm doing all over one side, and then I'm going to turn them over, and I'll do all the other side. And then I will see what I want to do. Okay. So since this has like a little piece going up, okay. Like that. And you see here, I have that. This piece looks like it could go like that, okay? And you gotta remember what you're doing here is, here's a little raggedy piece. It's always good to make your lines very sharp. It doesn't matter, you know, it should be very sharp so that keeps your design sharp. Don't have no extra little pieces hanging off unless you need that to be. Okay. Smooth it on, and like I see how I'm smoothing the edges over like that. And like I said, it'll make a little pleats on one side, but we're gonna fix that. It's not going to show. But you see, in this part, you make sure it's smooth. Since this is smooth, it's gonna be smooth. You see how we have not the exact same thing, but a similar little dark part, little dark shape on there. Remember, this is the same side. Okay. So, now, I think I'm going to use something with the sand. So it has like a combination. Now, also, since this is a picture, it also had a person in the picture. What's interesting is that you can sometimes use, like this is really like a leg and a foot. Yeah, a leg and a foot. Now, unless you're looking really close at it and you know what you're looking at, you wouldn't know that's what it is. It's just a shape and a color, okay? So we're not going to even worry about that. We're going to put it on. We're going to put it on. And I like it because this particular piece, because it has the variation in the sand. Yeah. So we got that brown and this sandy color, but it has like a shadow. It makes it look a little brown. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm smoothing the edges. See? Okay. So I'll look for another piece. It has a little of the sand. Here's another piece. I'll use that. This is kind of a bigger piece, so I don't want to waste. I'm seeing the process here. See, you're not making it identical, but you're making it similar. These are similar piece. And now this one, I want to use, now this already has like some of that wicker here from the hammock. This is another piece that I am going to put on that's going to have like the wicker on it. That came out, I whacked it off wrong. Alright, I just don't want that. Okay. Okay, here's another piece. Okay, sometimes you could take a piece and just put it on and make it go from the front to the back. Okay. Okay. See how we're coming along. It's similar, but it's not the same. I try to use the same element on both of them. And okay. Now, I'm pretty much, I gotta save some pieces of this same, the wicker from the hammock. I have to save some of that for the other side too, because it can't. Well, I don't like it to be totally different. I like it to have that combination. Okay, here's one of those little busy pieces. So what I'm gonna do is cut this in, and since this has, I think I'm gonna make a little round shape. Look at that. But actually, we're gonna use that part of it, and I'm gonna put a little curve to it. See? This is where you just use your imagination. And these are the elements of the design. Okay, where do you want it? You want it here, you want it there. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Did the same thing, made a little curve. Hmm. Okay, I'm thinking another little piece here. Mm-hmm. And what else? What else? What else? Another little piece. Another little piece. Okay, I'm making a pair of earrings out of the cardboard. Okay, so I cut out the shapes. I decided on my color scheme, and it has like a natural theme, sort of like beiges and browns and darker browns combined with a gray. Actually, that's like water in the distance of the picture. But you see how it is, and see how I use just the element of the shape and the color that create the design. So that's what I'm demonstrating right now. I'm making a pair of earrings. When I take the shapes and I move them around and see. I start out with bigger shapes and then I start working with smaller pieces and manipulating them, and that's how I create my design. And you see what I mean by that little busy part, that little busy picture. I had that picture that had like lots of empty space. So I took that other picture and then since it had the similar colors, with a little added, but it was a busy, little things in the picture that made it busy. You know? So, okay, I'm going to add another little piece onto this one. And I sort of work from one to the other. Sort of work from one to the other to keep the consistency of the development of the design. Okay, what's happening here? Sometimes the glue gets stuck to your finger, and instead of it gluing down, it comes away. Okay. Another thing that when you're making a design like this on the lighter cardboard with the gluing, see how it's coming out? With the gluing, what you have is it'll start to warp. It'll start to move it, it'll start to get, a little, instead of staying flat. But what I do is once I have finished, like both sides, I take them, now I'm going to switch them over and do the other side. So I'm going to start off with a big piece, like I did before. I take them, once I make them, and I take them and put them in either put them in a book which I have tons of books, uh, and just let them, you know, or just put some in between something, put something heavy, and just let them dry like that, like overnight. And when you take them out, they'll be perfectly flat, beautiful. Then I put the Mod Podge on them, let them dry, put a couple of coats on it, and then I decide how I'm going to make them into earrings, and I put the holes in them, and that's it. I'll have a brand new pair of earrings. See, that's the back. Okay, so I'm gonna add another piece onto the other one. They're coming right along. Right along. Okay, here's another big piece. Okay. Okay. Okay, now, this is just a little hint. We also have that little part where, you're having little gathers and whatnot. So what happens is when you do the other side, you might have a point or something that comes through. You just make sure it sort of goes with or blends in, becomes a part of the design of the other side. And you're not covering up something that you don't want to cover up. Like some parts is necessary part of the design. Now you see how that is? This part is like right on the edge and there's no real overlap. So really, you need something to go there. So when I put that piece there, I'm going to use that little corner. So when you put it on, you don't even see it. And you overlap it, you don't even see it. Actually, there's a corner here that is over, so it covers up that little spot that was the paper on this side. It just come to the edge, nothing folded over. So you always want an edge, so that either. I hope you got that. Okay. So this is the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little piece. Like I said, we have that little wicker thing. So there should be a little piece of that on the other side also. On the other side. So there we go. There you go. Okay, here's another piece of the speaker. You see how I do? I just cut it off. Sometimes I start out with a bigger piece, but if I don't need it, I just cut off the part that I need for the design. There you go. There you go. So you always got to be mindful is that you're covering up those edges. The edges have to be covered. See here, it has that little piece of wicker here. And on here, there's a little piece of wicker right there. not in the same spot, but it's, you know, part of the design, part of the design. Okay. And now this is a part of a tree, a part of the tree trunk. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on. Okay. Ooh. These are gonna come. So I'm gonna have to, oh, oh, okay. This is taking more time than I thought. Okay. So we're gonna have to, I was gonna make earrings. I was gonna put together some earrings. So what we're going to do is next week, I'm going to actually put together these earrings and I will come back with them and I will put them together and make earrings. These right now, they're just shapes with the art design on them. But next week, I can put them back and I can bring them back and they'll be, they'll have also the March part on them. And now I'm going to use a part of that busy. Okay, I'm going to use a part of that. And I'm going to put this on. Always smooth out the edges and make sure the edges are covered. Either this way or that way. It doesn't matter what side, you see, is covered. See? As long as the edges are covered. Okay. So now I have another piece that's similar to that. And I'm going to put on this side. Okay. Okay. Now, look at that. I think this will be the last little piece it'll need. And it'll be done. But sometimes you think it's done, and it's not, because it's like one little piece. You see one little piece that you miss. Well, it's not a big deal. You can look through your paper, see a little piece of paper, maybe a little piece of color that you know is the exact color that you need. You snip it off and you put it in that spot. And so it still works, and the finished product will be, you know, so the hair, I'm checking the edges to make sure the edges are covered. Now, this is done. Okay. Let's see. Let me be sure which side is it. Okay, okay, okay. Here we go. 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 No, I think this is side. This. Yeah, that these sides go together, and this side and that side go together. But you see how I use the element of designs. Now, these will be, like, so you put them like this, and you put them in a book or in between two books, and it'll take that curve out, and it'll dry. Once it's dried really flat like that, even the Mod Podge doesn't make it curve up. It'll stay. It's just that all that glue that you've used, it's making it curve like that. But I'll take it home and put it on and put the Mod Podge on. I don't know if you can see these, but I think these are really nice. They have just a little spark of green. I don't know if you can see that. So there's a lot of beige and brown. Nothing like the pictures. You don't even see the pictures. It's all about the color. It's all about the shapes. It's all about the design. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's how I make my art. That's how I make my art, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I can get lost in doing this. So see how I have all these little pieces here? I tend to hang on to them for a bit because even after I've flattened them out and all of that, maybe I see, a little something that I want to cover or some little corner that I think I'd rather. So I keep these a little bit, but yeah, I like that. I like that it has just a little bit of color here and there. Okay, I think we're about done. Oh, just about. It's like 5 to 1. And I was gonna make some earrings, but what I'm gonna do is next week I'll come back. I'll bring the earrings, and we'll start right off the bat making earrings. I have some that are half made, and some I have to work from scratch, but I'll be ready, and I'll have my supplies. So anybody who wants to come in and make earrings with me next week, I'll come in with all my supplies, my beads, my rings, my ear wires. I always have silver and gold. Hey, some designs work better to me. It just looks better with silver. Some colors look better with silver. Some look better with gold. So I use one or the other. That part is up to the artist, and so here we go. And that's that for the day. Now this has a wire that came off. So all it needs is another wire. So I think we have 5 minutes or so, and I am going to sit here and replace those wires. As you see, this is a brand new pack of ear wires. Ear wires are pretty reasonable. The ear wires the beads. I mean, the supplies for this art or this craft is minimal, minimal. It really is not an expensive. It's not an expensive hobby or even business. It depends on how you want to take it. You want to make it into a business, you can. You want to make it into just a nice little hobby, you can. It is up to you. But I tell you what, the techniques are easy to learn, and as you see, there you go. It's easy to learn, and it is inexpensive, doesn't break your budget. You can use and reuse some of the things a lot of people throw away. People will give you their magazines. If they don't give them to you, you can go to some thrift stores and they sell them for a dime or a quarter, 20 cents. You know, depends on what thrift store. Since I changed that one, I'm going to change that one, even though it had both of them. I'll just change it so that the air wires are both new. Yeah. So what I do is I just open the loop at the end here. And make sure I'm pulling it the right way. Okay, there's not much, just a little bit. Put the loop on to the wire. And what I have here is a sort of a minimum. The bigger wire is, the bigger loop is that I have beads on, or I made from wire myself. See how that has beads on them? I made from wire. The smaller one is just a jump ring, and then I put the wire, the air wire, into the smaller one. And there you have it. And there we go. So this is, they're good to go now. You know, sometimes the wire, you know, comes loose or comes off. But here we go. So I'm going to pack up. It's like 1 o'clock, but I will be here next Monday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I will be here. So far, God has blessed me with health and strength, and I will be here. I love it. I love coming. I love sharing. I just wish, you know, we could come together more, and, you know, I could give more inspiration to more people. But like I said, we can at least put 2 in here with me. And with 2 people here, if you want to come, call, let them know what you're interested in. I tell you right now, next week, we're going to be making earrings, okay? I have come with my supplies and I'm ready to go. I have my beads, I have my wires, I have my pliers, and I'll be ready to go. And what I'll have is other, you know, paper, cardboard, different things. So if anybody wants to come in and make earrings with me, we can make earrings. We can start from scratch. We can make earrings, and I'll show you how to put them together. I'll show you how to make the rings. You know, this skill right here, you can make so many different kinds. So many different kinds. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's just so many different kinds you can make just with the rods and winding them on and turning, putting them on. You can take this and put the rods on it, make an oval shape, boom. Put a bead inside. It's just no end to your design and your skills. So I'll see you next week. Here's the tool I use to punch the holes. Even this is very inexpensive. So I use to punch the holes. And once they're made, like this, and I punch the hole in it, boom. I don't punch it now, but I punch the hole in it, and I'm ready to make a pair of earrings. So, and see this? I'm not gonna throw this away. I'm gonna cut some shapes out of this. Cut some shapes out of this, glue it together, make some earrings. That's what I do. That's what I do. This is some little thin cardboard. But it'll make it nice for your earrings. That's what I do. Something like this is the only thing I, really don't have no use for. But see me next week. Come in. Tell somebody about us. We are here every Monday. Okay?
No,
All right?
good.
Oh, okay.
I'm just checking on you, that's all.
Okay, I was just letting them know to come in and make some earrings with me next week.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'll be back. Okay, so you can cut it off now, I guess. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, you got some folks on there.
Is it this one down in the corner? Or
No,
what?
I'm just looking to see who you had. You had
Uh,
Gail was on there.
Who?
Gail.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Let me see who else. You got Pam.
Okay, see, I can't see you over there.
Yeah. You had Gail, Pam.
Okay, hi, Pam.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I can't see that first name because I don't
Okay.
have my glasses on.
Oh, yeah. I had to get me some glasses. Oh, my gosh.
Let's see.
No, it's not going to show up, right?
It's not showing the viewers. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and give a call. Let me know you're coming in so we can prepare for you.
You gave the number?
No, I didn't give the number.
You can give the number.
No.
352
352
544
544
6022.
6022. I need to write that down because I didn't tell them. Yeah, I don't even have a pen.
You
But
can
I'll
tell
get
them
it.
one more time. 544
Okay, one more time. 544
6022.
6022. Okay, so give us a call. Let us know you want to come in, and I will be prepared. We can make whatever it is you want to make. I'll have everything for you. Okay, bye-bye.